YouTube family, kings and queens, I want to thank you guys for tuning into this video, and also thank you guys on the growth that this channel is experiencing right now. You guys have been amazing, and for that I thank you. Now before we get in, there are some things I want to share with you guys. I've made the decision to go down to one video a week, and this one video will be released every Sunday. From my observation of things, Sunday is the best day to post a video for the type of channel that I have. And also a lot of people are free on Sunday and like to catch up on their YouTube subscriptions. So I always see a spike on Sundays. Now, I've done 2 videos a week, I've done 3 videos a week, and at a point I was doing 1 video a week. And I felt like I should do more, continue to do more. But what I realized is that I'm suffering from right now is that I'm forcing out certain topics that you guys aren't always interested in. And if I narrow back down and stay in the niche and kind of niche down more, you guys will be more interested in the videos that I post instead of trying to find a lot of topics. Also, I can focus on working smarter, not harder, and focus on how to make each video better. Taking more notes per video, and kind of just getting into detail on what I'm really trying to discuss with you guys on that topic. And I really want to see how far I can go if I just focus all my attention and time on that week for just trying to maximize that one video. And I just want you guys to understand something, and this is important to me for my branding, but my channel is for the underdogs. My channel is for the little guy, the little person who feels like the world is bigger than they are. I firmly believe that anybody in the world can become successful and have an impact. You just have to be willing and ready to persevere. And that's it. You have to be willing and ready to persevere through anything that life throws at you if you want to be impactful in the space that you are in, if you want to be successful. I really just wanted to have a place on the internet where, dream killers and doubters and non-believers and toxicity did not exist. I want everybody to feel like it's just nothing but positivity here, because the world is already giving you they're already balancing it with all the hatred and envy and jealousy and negativity and things like that. Why not have a place where it does not exist? Just for a moment, can we just escape that? I really have a strong dislike for anyone who feels like they're above anybody, better than anybody, just all around think they're better than anybody. I know we have certain skills we may be, more, that may be our expertise, or or we specialize, but people are equal. I mean, we are all of value, we all matter. And I have a strong dislike for that type of thinking, that type of person who believes that they are better than anybody else. And that's why I want to help you guys persevere. And that's why I strive to persevere. And we all can have value. We all can have a huge impact in our lifetime. And that's why this channel is here. I know that was a long intro, but there's some important things I want to share with you guys. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is THEKENBANKS. And if at any point in this video you find something of value to you, please hit that subscribe button, join my YouTube family. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. How to stop making excuses and start being successful. A huge reason why most people make excuses is because of fear. And they will deny this. So many people will deny that they're actually just afraid. And one of the online mentors I have, Evan Carmichael, he always says, if you are feeling fearful, that means you need to go do it like right now. You need to do it right now before that fear and doubt starts to sink in and now you're stagnant and stuck. You need to just apply action. Just go. Just go. And again, we're not talking about the fears that keep you safe and out of danger. I'm talking about the fears that you create a reason why you shouldn't do something. Oh, they're gonna laugh at me. They're gonna talk about me. And this self-doubt and this limiting beliefs. You need to get out of that mindset and apply yourself and start going to action. As soon as that fear comes in, prove yourself wrong. Make a plan why you should move forward. Fear can keep us from expanding our comfort zone. And that comfort zone is the life that you have currently. And if you want to change your life, you have to step outside that comfort zone. I'm not saying go completely opposite of your comfort zone. What I'm saying is step out a little bit, come back in, like pull something out. Sometimes you got to jump out. It's like a mouse, when a cheese is on a mouse trap, the mouse is going to go try to get that cheese, and I'm pretty sure it can sense the danger. You know what I mean? It can sense it. Sometimes the mouse gets away with that cheese. And it's like we're afraid of getting snapped by that mouse trap. We're afraid of getting clipped. We're afraid of getting stuck. You know, only difference is we ain't gonna die, but we're afraid to go get that cheese. And sometimes you gotta jump out your comfort zone a little bit just to go grab that. And then you get used to it, you know? And I know that's an extreme analogy, but that's how we feel. We feel that we're gonna die if we leave that comfort zone and we try to go get something. We try to take a small risk. We feel like we're gonna die or something, and it's not true. We're usually afraid of what we don't understand. And that means you have to be in love with learning. You have to be in love with information, because that information is going to help you expand your comfort zone, because you're more knowledgeable and more aware of what is outside of your comfort zone. So don't be afraid to reach out. So when there's fear, that means you're lacking information on something. You know, you don't have a realistic idea of it, and now you're convincing yourself these lies, these fallacies. You really have to inform yourself so that you can expand your comfort zone. Here's a big key here. Educate yourself on your fears. Educate yourself on what you want to accomplish. What are you trying to do? Someone in the world is already successfully doing that. Study successful people. Study people who made it from the situation you're in. Somebody is going through or has been through what you are going through right now. The oh so hard reality that you're facing. Someone has become successful out of that. Someone has become successful in a harder situation. How did they do it? Study successful people, be motivated by other people's success, and that's gonna push you forward. And here's the focus, guys. If you really want something, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to sacrifice? Time, comfort, a lot of different things that you have to sacrifice to go get that. But you have to have a big reason why. You have to know why. Why are you doing this? And it has to be bigger than you. It has to be bigger than the ego. It has to be bigger than the ego. Because when things get hard, somebody tells you suck, somebody tells you they don't like what you're doing, and someone tells you all these other things, or it's taking too long to grow, what are you gonna do to persevere? See, in all actuality, most of us are just scared to fail, and we're scared to make mistakes. I want you guys to understand something today. Failure is the mother of success. It births it, you know? Name a successful person that has not failed. I mean, I have a YouTube channel and I had different entrepreneur endeavors. I mean, I had a lawn care company that all my equipment broke and my Jeep broke down, you know what I mean? And I did a great job. I have great references, and I could go back in it today if I wanted to. You know, I tried to sell hats. One of my barbershops when I was in Iowa, he had like a bunch of stuff, and he was like, I just bought them all at a low price and tried to upsell them. And I sold about two of them. I tried to make music and sell music, did not work. And I realized that, hey, I'm not a salesperson. I'm just not a salesperson. What else? I failed at so many different things. And that's how you learn. You start to you gotta try it. You gotta try things out. Try things, learn, execute, reevaluate. Learn more, keep pushing yourself. And that's what happens. But there's nobody who's successful today who has not failed first. See, the best thing is to think about the mistakes that you have made and figure out the lesson that you need to learn from them so that you don't continue to make the same mistakes. Now that's the key right there. It's not about making mistakes or failing. It's about, are you making the same mistakes? And how quick can you learn from that and move past it and never make the same mistake again? Failure is unavoidable. At some point in your life, you will see failure. You will see it. And if you have never failed, that means you've never tried something new. You've never ventured outside of your comfort zone. And that means that you're probably stagnant. And some of us are so blessed that we never have to go outside of that. But are you successful in what you're doing? Or are you successful in somebody else's life and not your own life? Because it's unavoidable, guys. Failure is unavoidable. And if you really are trying to do something in your life, you're going to fail. So get comfortable with that. The most successful people are comfortable with failing. I mean, extremely comfortably uncomfortable at the same time, but they know that it's a part of winning. Here's a key, guys. Failure only means that something is about to happen. That means that you have to remain flexible, continue paying attention and learning so that you can not make the same mistake and bounce forward. And that's what I'm saying. That means that something is going right if you're failing. Something is going right. Learn it, figure out what, and move forward and continue expanding, okay? You have to understand that you have the opportunity to learn so much more by failing than you do by succeeding. When you fail, you learn what not to do. You learn all the things that went wrong, how you were thinking, what you did, everything that goes into that. When you're succeeding and you're winning, you're thinking things are just going smooth. So what happens when something goes wrong? And now you're in unfamiliar territory, and now you have to figure out, okay, all I've done is win. Why am I losing right now? you know? And usually when that happens, you see companies that are winning and then they just fall off, right? Versus some companies who all they do is fail, try, and then they just keep on growing. Like look at Apple. Apple has done a lot of things that people would say are unconventional for a company. And now a lot of those things are what make them so successful as a company. Embrace your mistakes, embrace the failures, learn from them, grow from them. The key here is to be adaptable, to be flexible, and learn. A lot of people fail because their inability to adapt. Can you be motivated? And I mean self-motivated. I mean, can you find motivation from the world and inside yourself? Can you do that? You have to learn how to be stronger than your excuses because there's so many excuses. Some people are genius level at making excuses. Can you be stronger than your excuses? For example, you don't lack the resources. You already have enough. I don't have fancy lights. I don't have anything. I'm recording off of my iPhone. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have an iPhone 11 Pro. That is a good phone to use to record your videos with. Now, if I thought, hey, I like the resources, and I'm thinking like, no, you have a beast of a phone. Use it. Let's go. I have lights in here, a little bit of window light. I don't care. I learn how to use my phone to the point where I can make it brighter. And we're going from there. I have a tripod. That's it. That's it. I have a little lavalier mic that I got for $15 off of Amazon. Let's go. We're just grinding. We're not worried about any of the other stuff, man. You be stronger than your excuses. When you realize that no one in the world is smarter than you or better than you, they just did more. They just used what they know to their advantage. Instead, you may be sitting here making excuses or afraid. No one, and I mean from Benjamin Franklin to the Einsteins to any of that, they just used their time differently to master a certain topic. They became masters, they became experts of their own field. You can do that too. You just have to apply yourself and be motivated to do that and be a master at whatever you feel like you should be a master at. You have to understand that the world is not out to hurt you, that the world actually needs you, that you are here for a reason, and the world is waiting to experience your greatness. And if you keep on, continue being scared and making excuses, the world will never know why you're here. The world will never know how great you are as a person. They will never know about your talents, your abilities, your passions, and how much they can learn from you. I mean, I myself was scared for years to do what I'm doing at this very moment, and I love it, and I feel alive, and I feel purposeful when I'm doing these things. And guys, you have that too. Whatever that is for you, you have to really look inward and figure these things out so that you can be the best version of you, and that the world can experience the best version of you. And that's why it's important not to compare yourself with other people, because we all have different gifts, abilities, skills, talents, and so on and so forth. I mean, we're very unique. There's only one you, and comparing yourself to somebody else is very disrespectful to yourself, and it lacks self-love. And you need to love yourself as much as you can in this world, because you need to be your biggest fan to keep being motivated and persevering through life itself. Now, here's the key right here. Why are you trying to do what you're doing? Why is it important to you? Why does it matter? And more importantly, why does it matter to us? Why does it matter to us what you're doing? Why should we care? And that's what business comes in. It's not what you have, it's what do people care about what you have, you know? If LeBron James was just good at basketball and no one cared about that, no one cared to watch that, no one cared to experience that, you have to make it connect to other people. And that's where you have to eliminate the ego and start thinking about the people. How can this benefit others? But more importantly, you just have to have a big enough reason why. You have to. And I'm gonna say this because it's the single most important thing. What is your reason why? When you recognize that, you're able to keep yourself motivated because you have something bigger than you that you're striving towards. Like I said, I want people in the world to understand that we all can be great. We all can have a huge impact on the world. Every single one of us. You just have to persevere. Persevere through yourself, persevere through the haters, the doubters, and persevere through the work. You have to have that ability if you want to really be the best version of yourself and live the best version of your life. And you can do it. So for all of you guys, the real kings and queens that made it this far, shout out to you, salute. And let me ask you a question here. What's the main thing stopping you from being successful? You know what, scratch that, not the main thing. What's the next thing in your way stopping you from being successful? What's that thing? You can write it down in the comments. You can write it in your journal. You can say it to yourself. And I want you to figure out a way through that. How can you persevere through that thing? What's blocking you? What's blocking you? See, the thing is, guys, no matter how much information you consume, no matter how much counseling or how much pep talk or how much anything that you have, we will always have these fears, these anxieties, these doubts. We will always live with that. You can learn how to manage it and go through it. So the question really is, are you willing to persevere through that? So with that, as always, guys, just remember, continue to persevere, stay positive, be blessed.